Their fettuccine Alfredo bread bowl. Like, shove it down my gullet. Okay. And we're back.
We are back again for another week. Welcome to Eat the Damn Cake podcast. I'm Maddie.
And I am Carly. We are so happy to welcome you back this week. We are on episode 17.
Oh my God, lucky number 17? Roger, shout out.
Oh, is that his lucky number?
I think 14 might be his. Because, it's the day I'm born on. That was his hockey number.
17 is his birthday number.
17 is his birthday number. But yeah, 17 freaking weeks. It's actually been
more than
20, I think.
And then the 2 weeks that our podcast got messed up.
No, it's been 20 weeks because we had 1 week where it didn't work. And then the first 2 episodes we recorded, y'all never got launched.
Yes.
Because we needed some work.
We did, but we figured it out. We got it together and now we are here and ready to just rage.
Flirting with all of you all the time.
Yes.
How was the week? How was it? I'm trying to think. Every week I'm like, how was it? What's going on?
Well, I got into Seaport today and it is February vacation week. So there were negative amounts of parking spots. And I just, PSA to every single person who parks in the city, if you have a spot in front or behind you and your car is in that spot too, and because of your shitty ass parking job, you're taking up 2 spots, you deserve a special place in hell. Because no, I'm dead serious. And I retract nothing. I stand by my statement.
I'll be honest, I sometimes park like an asshole, but not in Boston, like not in the city. Like maybe at Shoppers World in Framingham.
Okay, when there are 4,000 parking spots available.
Whatever, I'm not going to fix it. But
no, in the city, you don't deserve to do that. Fix it. If you see yourself over another parking meter line, scoot your car up because I couldn't fit in a spot today. And then I had to pay for a lot today. So that is where I'm at. I'm clearly also getting way too comfortable here now. If you were looking at the YouTube, my leg is flung over the chair and I am lounging back in this desk chair right now.
Anything fun happened to you this week other than your parking saga?
Fun. No. This week has been the longest week ever. I've actually been looking forward to this moment right here. Because I just, not that anything has not been fun at all. I just feel like it's been the longest week already. Yesterday, 6 a.m. when I'm teaching my spin class, I was like, all right, Thursday, how we doing? And I was like, holy
it's
shit,
Tuesday.
It is Tuesday.
Yeah, I feel like I'm trying to think. I'm still battling my back injury, so I have not been able to move much. For those of you following my saga, I did have a few of you reach out and give me some names of orthopedic surgeons. Shout out to you. You all are amazing.
Wow, that's so nice.
I know,
that's
so freaking nice. I found an orthopedic surgeon in Newton. So I'm going on Thursday. I'll keep you all updated next week. Who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah. But also, we were on Drinks After Work this week.
Yes. And that was so much fun.
That was so fun. Shannon and Abby are amazing. And they are just that was a really fun dynamic to be on.
They're another podcast out of Big Night Media. So if you like to drink after work
or searching for a new cute, fun and flirty podcast
to add to your repertoire.
Yeah.
That even would mean adding, I don't know, repertoire. Sure. That works. No?
No.
Okay,
that's fine. That's what you're able to do.
Add to your list of things. We were on there. That goes live on Thursday. So keep an eye out for that.
Thursday. Yeah, that was fun. That was a good time. And if you want to hear us dive into our own personal lives a little bit more, as if we don't enough for you.
You probably know everything that we kind of.
There are some.
I feel like we have covered a lot of the stuff we talked about, but we definitely dove in a little deeper than we have time for sometimes here. So go give that a listen. But I mean, I hope you all had a great week. We look forward to this every single week. Honestly, it's like a little glimmer of light in my life.
We also have some more episodes with guests coming up. And if you guys have anyone you want us to have on the podcast that you are genuinely interested about in learning about their fitness journey or like their style of teaching or whatever, let us know.
Yeah, please like shout out any people that you're really interested in getting to know a little bit better, especially in the Boston fitness community, but in the fitness community in general. We're always open to reaching out and seeing if they're willing to come on. So definitely keep that in mind.
Also, we are still on the beam train.
Still on the beam train.
We love it. We have actually Focus with us here today, and we gave it to everyone in the office. We're like, shove these down your throat.
You'll focus better. So Byron15, BIRON15 is our code at checkout to save you a little bit of moolah.
They also just came out with a new product. It's like similar. It's like a hydration product. And it's a hydration product where you can add it to your water. It tastes really good. It does not taste sugary at all. It literally is like so subtle. And this is not an ad. This is us just genuinely loving Beam.
I feel like I do have a kind of funny story from my week this week. So this week was Valentine's weekend, and me and Nick went and drove into the city to stay at this, I forget what hotel it was. It was like a Marriott in Boston. Weston, yes. So I don't know if this is like a pulse check, but like I feel like ever since I got in a relationship, I think the only thing that I fight about with him is driving.
Oh my God.
Like I think that I know I'm not the perfect like passenger seat driver because I'm annoying as hell.
She is the worst to have in your passenger seat.
Nick, if you're listening, I love you. But like the only time we fight is like if I have Waze up, I'll be watching like where we're supposed to turn or something, and he'll just like not notice it and always be like, "Did you even look at the like GPS?" And he's like, yeah, like like why are you down my throat about me missing turns? And I know I'm an asshole, and I love you and appreciate you and all the driving that you do, but I feel like that's the only thing like that causes tension. And maybe it's just because I want to feel something. I'm like, I just want to feel anger or something like that. So
Maddie likes to poke the bear.
I poke the bear a lot.
She doesn't like to poke me anymore.
When I drive into the city, I'm like, oh, well, whenever Carly drives, that's a whole other story. If you've ever driven with Carly, you know what I'm talking about.
Okay, hold on. I am one of the best drivers in Massachusetts.
Roger, Colleen, help. Nick, help. One time we were driving into the city, and I'm just taking a turn now for the fun stories, but we got tickets to this is pre-COVID. We got tickets to the Bruins game, and me and Nick had to sit in the back seat. Joe and Carly are in the front seat, and Carly's like, I'll just drive. I have to teach like early in the morning, or I have to teach tomorrow, so I'm not going to drink. We're like, great. So we're going in, and Carly does this thing where she sometimes will like, she'll just press on the gas, and if you're not in the front seat, your head's like, boom, like into the back of your chair, and like, it's fine. But like,
who doesn't do that? You do that too.
Here's the thing though.
Your car doesn't have as much velocity because you drive a Kia.
Okay. I'll stand by my Kia. The fact that it doesn't make people nauseous when I drive it around. I remember we pulled over and Nick was like, I think I'm going to throw up. Carly's like, you're not. And he was like, no, I genuinely feel car sick. And
yeah, but he was probably looking at his phone the whole time.
No, he was focused on not vomiting. I remember he was just like standing there and you're sitting there.
Maddie's making me sound like a horrible driver.
No, she's not a horrible driver.
I made it through driver's ed. I got my license. I'm fine. Bada bing, bada boom.
She's good at parallel parking. A lot of city gal inside of her. But
I'm a aggressive driver. I'm from Boston.
She is.
I'm from Framingham. I'm an aggressive driver.
She's her road rage.
I have road rage, and we know this. We've already gone over the fact that I need anger management.
Well, like sometimes though, it'll just like come out of nowhere, and I'll be sitting in the passenger seat and be like, "Oh God."
Okay, but clearly it like bothers me because I just told people who take up two parking spaces to serve a special.
I'm the same way though. I have a lot of road rage. Like every time I call Nick on the way home from work and someone cuts me off, I'm like, God, like what the hell? And he's like, you need to chill. I'm like, I can't.
It's not easy to just chill when you whatever. I can't
choose to be kind, everybody.
Choose happiness. Live, laugh, love.
Just be nice to your fellow drivers out there. Maybe they're having a bad day.
Yeah, I am. Be nice to me.
So I was gifted something really cool, and I want to say this on the podcast because I feel like it'll hold me accountable. I was gifted a 5-minute journal, and I've never journaled in my whole life. And I know a lot of people talk, and we've talked about it on the podcast before about like holding yourself accountable to something. And I'm going to try it because I think I read through it last night. It's a way to start your day positively. So I'm bringing you all on this journey with me because I'm starting it tomorrow. I had to read through all the things and like the pre-prompts, but 5-minute journaling. If anyone wants to come along this journey, I'm pretty sure you can get the 5-minute journal on Amazon. I'm really excited. And
it'll be good to work on your penmanship.
Okay, that's just a
kidding.
rude dig, okay?
Just kidding.
Carly Miss Perfect over here with her penmanship.
We always joke about your handwriting.
My handwriting's not the best.
Okay,
it's not the
and
worst.
my driving's not the best, apparently.
Okay,
so you know what?
All right, we're even.
Okay.
So this week, we wanted to talk about we talk about diet culture a lot. And, I think it's kind of become one of our more favorite things to talk about because I feel like it helps a lot of you navigate the diet culture. And I feel like diet culture has become so big now with Instagram and everything. TikTok.
Everyone's like, I ate 4 celery sticks and I lost 75 pounds. And you're like, okay, no, you didn't.
Well, it's just, you just can't live like that. And this week we're going over Paleo Diet, which I think is I think it had the same kind of run. Like keto is still very popular, but I felt like paleo was like before keto. Like Paleo Diet was super popular and then keto, then Whole30. So it's just like decided to go for one of the more mainstream ones just in case any of you have ever thought about doing it or have ever done it. So
if you have done it, reach out to us and let us know your experience.
So we can definitely talk about it next week because I'm super interested. I actually don't really know anyone that's done paleo, close to me at least.
I thought it was something completely different
than what it was. Yeah. So I'll break it down for you. I did the research. I'm here and we're ready. So Paleo Diet it's based off of the paleogenic times. So like it's literally like prehistoric times based on like what our ancestors ate before like beans and legumes and grains kind of introduce themselves into the diet. So it's fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds, lean meats, especially grass-fed animals or wild game, fish, and then
so it's anything you can
oils.
Hunt and harvest.
It's not even harvest because it will harvest like fruits and veggies wise, but like no grains. So the foods you avoid are grains such as wheat, oats, and barley, beans, legumes, lentils, peanuts, peas, dairy, refined sugar, salt, potatoes, and highly processed foods in general. So we're talking about like bringing it all the way back to like food. I feel like the best way to explain it, food in their most natural state. So like no processed foods at all. So like that means no Cheez-Its, no Cheetos, like no Oreos.
Like, honestly, if you can't microwave it, it's not for me.
Carly like literally had microwave pancakes for 2 of her meals like 2 days ago. So
and also the chicken nuggets in between.
Oh yeah,
so microwavable.
She is just the face of health. So breaking this paleo diet down, I did a lot of research based on like why would people do it? Kind of like when we talked about Whole30, people do it to kind of figure out what they're having like a problem with, what kind of food. This one's more just for like weight loss and like weight maintenance. A lot of people just try it to just drop some lbs. And like we always say, we're not going to say don't try to lose weight because if that's your goal, great. But we're really just about healthy ways to do it. Yeah. And we never really find that diets work. So I found a lot of interesting things about the paleo diet. So the thing that I was finding is there's a hidden danger in how much saturated fat you're going to be consuming. So saturated fat, obviously anything in moderation is okay for your body and there's a need for it. But with all the lean, like the dark red meats, the high fatty acid, like high fatty fish and stuff, and all of that combined, it's not going to be good for your cholesterol. And it can increase that LDL, which is the bad cholesterol in your body.
Oh, yeah. Remember? HDL and LDL.
Yep, exactly.
H is near G, so it's good.
Just like Michael Scott would say, probably. So it's just that heightened level of fats is never super great. We talked about this with keto as well. Like it's not good for your kidneys and it can also heighten your problem or risk of heart disease. And then the restriction of dairy products can also have an effect on your calcium and vitamin D, which is really important for bone health and in fighting osteoporosis. So you just need to keep that in mind. But the one thing that I noticed the biggest on this was the separation of good versus bad food. And it's basically like labeling a food bad because it has salt
it's a potato.
It's a potato, like a freaking green bean.
I would probably die without potatoes.
So I
bad.
read through and I went through it. This is actually from a site called Walden Eating Disorders. So like it kind of breaks it down. I think multiple diets being like, how would this be, especially if you are someone who struggled with disordered eating or has an eating disorder. And whenever you do research on this kind of stuff, when you start labeling foods good versus bad, that can get really toxic.
Yes.
Because that's when it starts becoming more mental than like physical kind of thing, or, you know, when it's just food. It's all just food. There's no good versus bad.
Well, if you go and listen to Drinks After Work.
We kind of dove into that a little bit.
Yes, because one of Shannon, she had done the keto diet before, and she said that she like got to a plateau. And then after that, she was like, well, I guess like dairy isn't good for you either. That's bad. So I should cut that out too. Right. And she's like, so it was all a mental game for her by the end. Go listen to that episode.
It's
100%.
Super interesting, especially from the perspective of someone that's
that's
tried a diet and had these like negative after like effects and was like, I need to stop. So that is really what I hung on to about the paleo. The other like dietary concerns is it's just kind of more restrictive than I think a diet should be. Like a healthy diet includes all kinds of things. Like it doesn't mean that you can't have a green bean or like you can't have salt. Like, do you want to kind of stay away from heavily processed foods or a high amount of them? Yes. Is it okay to eat them sometimes? Also, yes. So
it's all about balance.
Right.
Like we always say, you got to balance.
There were some like benefits, you know, it proved glucose tolerance, better blood pressure control, low triglycerides, some better appetite management. Like some good things come from it. And it's not the most restrictive diet I've seen. They're like keto, I think is so restrictive, and you know, there's other parts to it too. But I just think in general, when you're going for a diet, you need to kind of look at, does this fit my lifestyle? Will I be able to feed myself properly?
Especially if I'm exercising or even like breathing, walking up a flight of stairs,
like just working, like living your life day to day. Do you feel like it'll fuel you properly? So I will say, if you've had success with paleo, I'm not going to say that it's wrong, because in the whole of things, this is definitely not the worst diet that I've seen.
No.
But my only issue is I just don't want you going
the Teddy Mellencamp.
No, like it's not going into things where it's like, it's not as bad. But I just think any sort of diet that starts giving you food restrictions is kind of a red flag.
Get rid of it.
You just, I just don't love the fact that we're labeling good versus bad foods. Like that's like getting into another thing where it's like a cheat day. Like seriously, cheat day is not a thing.
It's not.
You're, like if you have a friggin' donut, that's not a cheat meal. You're just having a donut.
Exactly.
Like, eat it. Just have it. Enjoy it. Don't label it as a cheat meal.
And don't feel guilty after you eat it. Just be like, wow, I really freaking enjoyed that donut.
Like I lived for that creamy deliciousness, whatever kind of, like I actually.
Now I want a donut.
Now I want chocolate glazed. Not to be confused with a chocolate frosted.
Ooh.
I do not like chocolate frosted donut.
Chocolate glazed.
Chocolate glazed. Okay. Don't worry. Also, Boston cream donuts are vomit. So at the end, and in conclusion, I'm going to give it a hell nah.
Hell to the nah.
Only because we know how we all feel about the restrictiveness of diets. And in conclusion, nobody actually needs a diet. You need a balance. You need a balance, a lifestyle. That's when you go to a registered dietitian or nutritionist and they help guide you in the right direction of what you should be fueling your body with. It's not just as easy as cutting out potato salt. It's not that easy. It's not going to work for everyone, especially if you're the type of person that are going through and trying these diets. It's like we always say, everybody is different. Everybody responds to something differently. I
actually the other day just signed up for a nutrition course so I could be more knowledgeable for not only myself, but for clients. Like if they do have like diet questions or like people, because I don't feel like, obviously you guys heard I just microwave pancakes and chicken nuggets.
Has maybe one of the plainest diets I've ever seen in my life.
I'm just like, I'm a convenience eater. If that makes sense. Like if it's not quick and if it's not on the go and if it's not something I can like make.
Which we do not condone.
No, don't, like I'm not condoning any of this.
Do not do what Carly does.
No, I'm saying so I've clearly realized that is not a good balance for me.
Totally
and
not.
I'm not fueling my body correctly for how much I am working out, for how much I do need. So I just actually signed up for a course, and so I'm going to educate myself.
Good. That's awesome. I feel like it's really important to, and we always say we're not registered dietitians or nutritionists. So
I'm on my way.
A lot of, it's like, I'm almost there getting my master's. Yeah. It's fine. Takes one nutrition course.
Takes one free nutrition course.
No. So take everything we say, it's very opinion based, and we're also just trying to go based on facts and not like bias. But you will always find that we are not huge fans of diet culture. So that's kind of our theme, right?
So if you are, all the power to you.
If you love these diets that we've said no to, good for you. We're just saying in general, it might not work for everybody. But we got a little
moving on
fun and flirty on Instagram and wanted to get your opinions on a couple questions.
We put on responses or like a question, and it will all stay anon. Don't worry.
Don't worry. We're not going to expose you.
Biggest fears surrounding exercise / group fitness. And we thought that this was important, especially because you notice like some people will come to personal training, or some people will want to do like individualized training because they're scared of group fitness. And it is a fear. It's a legitimate fear of whatever may be going through your head. So we kind of want to break it down and bring it down to the basics and like see why these fears are happening,
and also validate them, because it's
normalize them.
How often we say like the reason why we do what we do and why we have this podcast is to kind of switch the narrative around fitness in general, because there's no cookie cutter description that you should fit into in order to do a group fitness class or
100%.
or be fit or want to do fitness. Like you don't have to look a certain way or be a certain, have a certain strength ability for it.
So I'm going to go through and read them all.
Okay.
And then we can break them down. So being judged for not being in shape.
Yep.
Not being able to finish a workout / having to walk out in front of everyone. Mm-hmm. Having to be in front of a mirror.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, COVID and lack of thorough cleaning, which is valid.
Very valid, because you never know.
Yes. Let out a fart by accident and be known as fart girl, which
I feel like that has definitely happened.
Okay, that definitely has. I know a story of someone in a yoga class where a teacher like pushed their legs down while they were in butterfly position. They let out a giant fart. I don't know where I heard that story, but like I know that story happened.
My biggest fear with like a fart, like imagine if it smells really bad and like the whole room smells like it.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm an instructor. Think about how many people fart in my class in like front row and stuff. Like I smell it all the time.
You probably don't though. The people in their like butt, like basically like when you're spinning, your nose is basically in their tail.
So we have 3 more. Not being able to keep up with the group. This used to be me, but looking bad or not experienced enough, and then fitting in. So it all revolves around a similar answer.
It's like a lot of aesthetic based, which
is where we're trying to cancel that.
Yeah, we're just like, it hurts me to hear that, because these are all so valid. Because
100%.
I have 100% gone to a fitness class and be like, I do not fit in here.
Well, think about it. Like the first time, I'm not calling out any studio for being bad, but the first time I went to Barry's, which I love Barry's.
Oh, obsessed with Barry's.
I stood on the wrong side, and like the person next to me was so annoyed. They were like, you're on the right and it's supposed to be on the left, and like, you know what? But how do you know? You don't know.
There's no manual, first of all.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, a lot in Barry's does do a really good job. When you go to your first class, they walk you through. They're like, show up 15 minutes early.
So I like missed it.
Well, some people too are too prideful. Like I almost was like, I don't freaking need the 15-minute intro. Like I know what I'm doing.
Exactly.
Which is stupid of me, because I am like a hot mess express. The amount of times I've almost fallen on my ass or have fallen on my ass during a Barry's class is the limit does not exist. But I feel like going to that. So a lot of acclaimed studios, right? Like Soul Cycle, like Bespoke, Barry's, Handlebar, Row Republic. Like there's a cult following in a lot of these, and I've left out probably so many, but
no, every single boutique fitness studio, yoga, anywhere.
Cult following. There's always going to be that like main squad that goes, right?
Yeah, the front row riders.
Yep. And they probably are like, they're really good at what they're doing. So like if they're at spin class, they're really good at spin. If they're going to a Barry's class, they're really good at Barry's. And when it's your first class, it is stressful and
intimidating.
It's one of those things where you walk in, you're like, I just don't know really what I'm doing and I want to try it. And that was kind of Barry's for me. Like when I went to Barry's, I was like very nervous. You're also like, I don't want to pick up really light weights because someone's going to look at my light weights and be like, oh, they can only lift 10 pounds. Like, yeah, 10 pounds is heavy. Like all the stuff that you're doing, like it's hard to get out of your own head and be like, oh my God, people are picking me apart. And what I will say, after going to so many different places and also now going to a lot of places often, and you can probably agree with this, nobody cares about what the other people around them are doing.
Yeah.
Like the only person that's going to notice something is the instructor, and in the sense of like, if they're going to positively reinforce you and make you feel welcome.
Also, if an instructor does a cue or a adjustment or something pre-COVID times, like touches you and rearranges your body in any way, shape or form, you need to take that as they're just trying to help me. They're like,
they want me to not hurt myself.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's more like, because I used to like get super embarrassed when they'd be like, no, get your hips back more. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? And I'd be like, oh my God, they like calling me out in front of the whole class. Like, and that can also be scary too. So I try to be more mindful now and make it like a group adjustment.
Yeah, you make a group cue.
Yeah, like everyone check in with this, check in with that, like that kind of thing.
It takes the nervousness out of it, but I feel like it's so valid.
It
all
is
of these 100%. Fears because, you know,
everyone remembers their first class somewhere because it's like almost like a traumatizing experience.
Well, normally it doesn't go the way you expect.
Exactly.
My first Soul Cycle class, I unclipped. I was in the very back row. I remember this so vividly. Went with my friend Natalie. I unclipped, and I was unclipped for 2 songs.
Oh my God.
And I was crying. I was literally in tears because I couldn't get the instructor's attention. And
so dark.
I was waving my hands, and so even though like, even if you look a certain way, say you are really fit and you're going to a class, or say you want to start getting into fitness and you've never done it before and you're really nervous, I will say, just try it, because no matter what your fitness level is, whether you're a professional athlete or you just are starting your fitness journey, everyone's going to have that same feeling. Like
100%.
Everyone's going to have that like, oh, I've never been here before. Oh, this is very different for me. So no, you're not alone in that. And
not at all.
All the instructors you're going to see are meant to be there to make you feel welcome.
And also, if I could just add in, this past Saturday, between the 2 classes that I taught in Boston at Warehouse, I had over 13 new people within both those classes. So I tried to break down everything.
So awesome.
And just be like, I remember my first class. It's so intimidating. Like, and then I said at the end, if I wasn't your style, that's okay. Try every instructor here because you're going to vibe with someone more than the other. And that's okay. Like, I want to say, coming from a group fitness instructor, if you take my class and you're like, I did not like that, she goes way too fast, so like it's not for me, then I'm gonna, like, you can tell me that. I will not be offended. I will point you in a direction of someone who does a little bit more resistance and slower rides, because if that's something you enjoy more. So like, don't be afraid to reach out to your instructor, ask questions, raise your hand, and have them come over to you before the class. And I'm trying to be better about that, about going up to people before the class starts and being like, do you need anything?
Like, how do you
comfortable?
feel?
Like, what do you need to know?
And I think, with all of the, like, I'm nervous about fitting in. I'm nervous about not being able to finish. Like, and I hate the word modification is tough, because it's like mentally you think something's wrong.
Yes.
It's more of a progression. So let's think of modifications as a progression,
as
right?
Stripping it down to the basics.
Let's bring it back. When an instructor
offers a modification,
don't think of it as, I can't do this because I'm not strong enough or I'm not good enough. That is never the case. That is always just like, we want you to be the best possible, we want you to do the best possible way that you can do it and make you feel your best. And like, I do progressions all the time. I have such a bad back. Like,
same here.
And Carly has a very bad rib injury. Like, we take our progressions down to maybe sometimes the absolute most basic, possible.
Like, I'll put a band around my biceps and my knees on the ground to do a push-up.
Right.
And that's okay.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And it's not meaning that you're not strong enough. Like that, I feel like we need to strip that away and strip that pride away almost a little bit, because we never want to be doing...
Lose the ego.
Yeah. Like, and we say that, and we all have it. Like, I obviously have a huge ego sometimes when I go in and I'm like, oh, I don't want to modify, like, which I have hurt myself really badly when I've been like, I'm just not going to do the progression or the modification that they offered because I don't want to look like I can't do it.
Yeah.
And I think we need to all take a step back and be like, we are all at a different place in our bodies, our journey and through fitness, or just our level of which we feel like we can do something.
Yeah.
And that's not a problem. That doesn't mean something's wrong with you or wrong with us because you can't do something that someone else can do.
And speaking, like me and Maddie both know, we have people who take our classes, or I know people who take my spin classes who are like very, very advanced, like almost professional athlete type thing.
Yeah.
And so we have to create the workout that will challenge them. And then we progress, like you said, a progression.
You can dial it back.
You dial it back for anyone else who's in the class, but you have to have that level of challenge for the strongest person in the class. And then you have to be able to like modify and pull back and make everyone else feel comfortable with whatever progression they're doing of that specific exercise.
And like we said too, like I consider myself pretty strong, but I take so many progressions. So it's never even about strength, right?
No, it's not. It's about the day.
It's about what you did that day.
Yeah.
Like what did you do today?
Sleep last
How did
night?
you sleep? Did you eat enough? Like, so,
Yeah.
and if you're ever in a class and you do not feel like you can continue, leave.
Yes.
That is okay. I've been to so many classes where I've watched people leave and I didn't think twice about it.
No. I mean, only as an instructor, I'm like, oh shit, like do they need more water?
Like, are they okay?
Did I miss something that they were trying to tell me?
Right.
That's the only person who notices is probably the instructor.
Yeah.
Everyone else is probably like, no, they're fine.
And when people say it's pretty much a judgment-free zone, even though sometimes you might walk in and be like, it doesn't feel like it, it really is. No one's going to think twice about what you're wearing or what you look like or but
it can be intimidating.
It is so
because
intimidating.
If you walk into a spin class and everyone in the front row is wearing a sports bra, Lululemon, and like leggings, and you're just like, and they all have their own spin shoes and they all showed up together.
Makes you terrified.
Yes, you're like, oh my God, I don't feel like I fit in here.
I one time wore shorts to a spin class.
Same here.
Like running shorts, and I like didn't know that it might not feel that great in between my thighs and might make me chafe, which I already do whenever I wear shorts.
Here. And I like got like a staph infection on my thigh.
Carly actually did.
Yeah.
So, but like that's like the thing though. Even when
you live and you learn.
Even when you think someone is like, we've all been at that point where it's our first time doing something.
Yeah.
And it's really just like taking a step back and like facing that fear, because in the end, like, you know what? Maybe you do hate it. Yeah. And at least you tried and you gave it your all and you were like, okay, I don't like this. I'm never doing it again.
Do you know what I really want to try?
What?
A trampoline class.
Oh my God.
But I'm scared.
I'm so nervous.
I'm nervous.
I will definitely break an ankle. So it's probably not in my best interest.
Your back probably wouldn't do well with that.
Yeah. Well, we're going to wait a while till I can exercise again.
Yeah.
So, and I'm grappling with that. So we're okay. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Everyone. I cried this morning. It's fine. It's emotional.
It is.
When you can't exercise, it's really tough, but we're getting there. But I mean, I think it's just one of those things where try it. If you don't like it, then great. If you love it, then even better.
Yes.
Don't not try something in the fear of not fitting in. But it also is like, shout out to all of those places that make it feel a really inclusive environment, because there obviously are studios that do a way better job of making it feel inclusive and then there's other studios that are kind of a couple steps back. And that's when you say like, you need to do better, because you can't have your whole demographic look the exact same.
Exactly.
You need diversity. You need people of different sizes, shapes, colors, like everything. You need people to feel welcome.
Exactly.
And that needs to be reflected in the instructor base too. Like, I feel like a lot of the intimidation factor is you're going to instructor, ripped, massive biceps, like just absolute tank, which is amazing. No
shame
problem
towards that.
No.
Yeah.
But it's like, sometimes you're like, I'm so nervous.
You're more intimidated to take that person because of the way they look, and that's fine. Yeah, like and that all makes sense
too.
Yeah,
and so we're just kind of trying to validate, no matter how you feel, whether if you're going to an instructor where you're really intimidated by them, which I've done, and then I walked out and I was like, that was my favorite class I've ever taken. So like, try to have an open mind, go ahead and try something that scares you a little bit.
Don't be afraid to
Bring
ask
a friend.
and don't be afraid to ask the instructor questions. I can say, as someone who's in the Boston fitness community, they're like 99.9% of the instructors are welcoming and
amazing,
will give you the rundown on whatever you need to know, so you can 100% like trust that going up to them and like asking them a question, or like being like, hey, where should I start for this? Like, this is where I'm at. They will give you a great like rundown of where you need to be.
So just know that you're not alone in how you feel. Like, probably could agree with so many of those responses. So, you know, and if you ever want to go try a class once, you know, you feel comfortable, especially with COVID and everything, text us or DM us and we'll come with you. Like,
seriously. If you don't want to go alone.
Yeah. And I feel like going alone is sometimes the hardest part. Bring a friend, bring another person that, like, you know, you've seen on Instagram, be like, hey, do you want to go with me? Like, don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Take the jump. Take the leap.
Jump, sister or mister. Just do it. Sister or mister. I kind of like that.
Whoever.
Sister or brother, I guess.
I got all my sisters and me. Ready?
We are we actually are family. Sis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got all my sisters with me. All right.
Is it this or that
time for this or that? Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, we did a food edition, staying on that fitness theme.
Fitness theme, baby. We're so fitness and healthy and lifestyle-y. we did fast food, but
actually
that's okay.
Very happy because our engagement is going up when we switched over to Eat the Damn Cake.
Oh my gosh.
We're back at 300 votes.
I know. So many people found it.
Yeah. So thank you.
We're now on Eat the Damn Cake podcast Instagram if you haven't been voting. We're not on Built by Byron anymore.
Yeah. We made the switch. We took the plunge, took the jump.
And it paid off.
So first question, McDonald's or Burger King? McDonald's.
So here's
There's nothing that tickles my fancy a little bit more than like McDonald's French fries and McFlurry.
Oh, their nuggies are so good too. I don't know. I feel like I just really haven't given Burger King a shot.
Me neither. I don't think I've ever been there.
Yeah, I've had their chicken fries.
Oh.
They're not very good. So I'll just go based off that. McDonald's.
$2.56 for McDonald's, $50 for Burger King. Pizza Hut or Domino's? Oh, Domino's. Are you kidding? Their bread bowl, their fettuccine Alfredo bread bowl. Like, shove it down my gullet.
I wish I could do 3 choices because Papagino's is the shit. I love Papagino's.
Yeah, I'm a Papagino's hoe.
All the Papagino's around us have closed.
I know.
So I was like...
An instructor that I work with, she loves Papagino's, and she was the one on Route 9's last customer the night before, and then all of a sudden they shut down. She was like, was I literally their last customer?
Well, their cinnamon sticks, throwback. I love them. Whenever we had, like, when I was a kid, all I remember is like...
Yes, Friday nights. We'd have Papagino's and
Friday
cinnamon
nights,
sticks.
or if mom and dad ever went on a date night, we had a babysitter.
Oh my gosh.
Papagino's cheese pizza and cinnamon sticks. And I would be like, yes,
salivating. Whoa.
Wow.
Because I knew exactly how you felt. So $2.45 for Domino's, $64 for Pizza Hut. Once again, I have never really given Pizza Hut a chance.
A Pizza Hut,
Taco Bell or Moe's? And this one is close.
I will say Taco Bell because Crunchwrap Supreme.
Wow.
Lick my lips. Yep, Sam, you know. Oh my God. If you've never had a Crunchwrap Supreme, you have yet to live. And they make a vegan version. So if you're a vegetarian or vegan, you can get it.
I am a hoe for Moe's.
Their Moe's nachos are really good.
Their nachos are unbelievable. Their cheese sauce, whatever it is. And I've never had Taco Bell ever.
I tried Taco Bell
in almost 27 years of life.
4 or 5 years ago for the first time.
I remember the first time you said you tried it.
It was a random summer day. Yeah. And I was like, I want to try a Taco Bell taco. It was
How was your stomach afterwards?
Okay, everyone's like, says they run to the toilet right after. Unfortunately, like, that isn't the case for me.
So dairy does it for you, but Taco Bell doesn't.
Like, the questionable Taco Bell meat sits in my stomach like a little princess. Like, just sits there and it's like, I'm comfy here. I'm not going to cause any distress. I'm just going to hang out. And I'm like, me too. I'm going to have another Crunchwrap Supreme.
Okay. So $1.56 for Taco Bell, $1.40 for Moe's.
Wow. Taco Bell won though.
KFC or Popeyes?
I've never had Popeyes.
Yeah, same here.
KFC.
I guess KFC too, because I've never had Popeyes. KFC 167 to 103.
Okay, that's probably because a lot of people haven't tried. Popeyes isn't like big around here.
Yeah, no. Dunkin' or Starbucks?
Okay.
Starbucks. I'm back on the hot chocolate train.
Well, if we're talking coffee, I'll say Dunkin', but I will actually vote Starbucks food over Dunkin's food.
Oh, are we doing food?
Well, yeah, this is more food, I think. But
really? I'd say Dunkin's food over Starbucks.
Oh, have you ever had their sausage, their sausage, egg, and cheddar, though?
So Starbucks?
Yeah.
No.
It is delicious.
Chef's kiss.
It is like
should cooking with caca make it?
Never ever will I be like it's too many calories, but like their breakfast sandwiches have probably enough calories for your entire day.
Oh,
so like it's fine. Like obviously indulge, have the frickin' sandwich, like doesn't matter. But I was eating those like almost daily senior year of high school and was like, maybe I should cut back.
Yeah,
like, maybe I shouldn't eat these every day.
Well, okay. So I just said I was back on the hot chocolate train, but I need to just clarify. I still drink matcha every single morning, oat milk matcha latte. And every couple of days I'll indulge in a hot chocolate.
Is it worth it? So I was on Amazon late last night, which we all know is never a good thing.
Oh no.
I was thinking, I was like, I spend a lot of money on coffee. We've all gone through my coffee chronicles. I really like oat milk lattes with a pump of vanilla. And I was like, I feel like I could make that. Because 100%. If I just get the vanilla syrup on Amazon.
I have oat milk at home.
Yeah. And I'll just get a bunch of oat milk and I'll just make espresso at home. Do I pull the trigger and just do it?
Yeah.
It's like a $37 cart on Amazon. I feel like that's worth it. I did get the cups and I
put it on the BBB card.
Okay. All right, I'll do it. Amex.
Swipe. 135 for Dunkin', 189 for Starbucks.
Oof, woof.
Wendy's or McDonald's?
Wendy's. Okay. Here's the thing. You can tell you never had a Wendy's 4 for $4. Okay.
It shows.
It shows. I honestly though, I have heard some pretty bad things about like the Wendy's franchise and so I haven't really eaten there since I heard that, but a Wendy's 4 for $4 nuggets, frosty French fries and like a burger for $4.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Faux.
174 to 135. 174 Wendy's to 135 McDonald's. Bertucci's or Olive Garden? Bertucci's.
All right. A lot of people said neither. Have you ever had their Bertucci's rolls or their pizza?
Yeah.
Or their chicken domani? Or can you tell we're a Bertucci's family?
Yeah, we love Bertucci's. Remember our first post-COVID meal like that we could do takeout when takeout opened? Everyone's like, eat local. And we're like, Bertucci.
Well, all right. In our defense, though, Framingham has zero local.
Besides
like, bourbons. We did bourbons takeout 400 times, basically.
We did. But our first one back, we were like, we really want pizza.
Yeah, and we just got Bertucci's. But like, Framingham has negative local restaurants. Like all of them either have closed or just
closed.
Yeah, like and that's a chain too. Volturno's a chain.
Oh, okay. So Bourbon's is literally the
only non-chain restaurant in Framingham.
And we found some in surrounding towns nearby.
They're
that was good too. So Bertucci's 220 to 84 for Olive Garden. I'm not gonna lie, I love the Olive Garden breadsticks.
Okay, that's the only redeeming quality. They 100% microwave their food.
Subway 100%. Or D'Angelo's? They actually microwave their food.
Subway?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Subway.
But I love it so much.
Ride or die. Like, shout out to my college roommate Ainsley. We would go on Puerto Rico training trip.
Oh yeah, that's all I had there.
Well, you would only get like you would get a certain amount of meal money, which is plenty.
Yeah.
But we'd be like, oh, we want to stretch it. So we'd get like a $5 footlong for like 4 meals out of like the 9 there. And people are like, that's absolutely disgusting. And I'm like, well, I'm getting way more food for $5.
Yeah.
So I don't care.
$5.
Also, like, I just remember Colleen would always like be a sweet angel when we were in like school. And if we didn't have a lunch ready, she'd just drop off Subway.
I know.
And people would be like, oh my God, I'm so jealous. I'm like,
I know. You'd be in the cafeteria unwrapping that shit and people would be salivating next to you and you're like, my mom's the best.
Yeah.
We don't deserve her.
Thanks, Colleen. Love you.
$1.99 for Subway, $94 for D'Angelo's.
Okay.
Panera or Chipotle? Chipotle. Oh my God, not even a question.
That microwaves their food. Panera. You know what happens with those freaking mac and cheese, y'all?
No.
They come in a bag and they cut it open and dump it in the bowl and microwave it. So I'm so sorry if I just ruined it for you, and it probably won't, because like, listen, I eat at Taco Bell and I know the shady stuff that goes on behind the scenes there, and I still eat it. So if you're anything like me, you'll probably still eat at Panera, but it's nasty, so don't.
Chipotle is $1.99, $1.24 for Panera. 50-50. British Beer Company or Beer Works?
So neither.
I said British Beer Company, BBC.
So I've never had a good meal at either one of those places. Like I've eaten at British Beer.
If anyone knows me, they know my disdain for Framingham Beer Works.
They closed though.
Thank God. Like honestly, thank God. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that offends you in any way, shape, or form. I literally hated it there. I hated the way the servers you had 4 servers to a table. It was not the
servers' fault. They did this thing where it was like a rotation.
Yeah,
and all the servers would just like float around, but they would all think. I think this was the problem.
No, hold on. Okay. They would either all flood your table, they'd come over and be like, yeah, literally, you'd sit down. They'd be like, "Hi, I'll grab you water." Then the next one would come down and be like, "I'll grab you water," and you'd end up with 4 waters, and you're like, "Okay, thanks." And then when you needed something, no one would be around, and you're like, "Where's one of the freaking 4 servers that I have?"
Say though, Roger loved a good Framingham Beer Works turkey tip. He loved turkey tips,
but also he did a lot of business there.
Well, he did love the turkey tip meal, and I'd be like, "Dad, get over it. I hate the turkey tips."
Yeah, we got forced into going there a lot, and so I mean, BBC was fun.
I think
I don't know.
I never liked it there. Ever, never had a good meal.
It was dark.
It was very dark. I remember I had like a beet salad there and it was disgusting.
Okay. Well, I remember they brought out a birthday cake once for one of my friends because we lied and said it was her birthday, and it was a beautiful cake.
Oh, so that's, I guess, a redeeming quality.
Yeah.
I think also Framingham Beer Works was just not good, but I've been to other beer works and they were good. Just like the Framingham one wasn't.
I'm also just not a beer girl. I'm not a down bitch. I'm a wine girl. I'm a cocktail
You're not
girl.
A what bitch?
A down bitch. I'm a down ass bitch because I drink beer. I'm not one of those.
Oh, I've never heard of that, but sure.
I made it up.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, so 124 for British Beer Company, 125 for Beer Works. So 50-50. And last but not least,
faux.
What happened, Mail? McDanks.
I feel like a Happy Meal is kind of cool because it comes with a toy.
Yeah, so fun. But 4 for 4 or 1.
I think 4 for 4 though.
160 to 117. All right.
Thank you so much for that feedback. I'm so glad we're all so health conscious.
Yeah.
Feeling really healthy after that.
I love it. That was the most votes we've gotten in a while.
I know, because here's the thing.
It's relatable.
Everyone's eaten probably at all of those places at least once, so you have an opinion on it. If you do ever have an idea for this or that, please, I just moved the whole table. Please reach out. Let us know.
One of our friends has said athletic wear.
Yes.
But we need to find a way to be able to do it for all genders.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing.
That's the trouble. A lot of, I think Lulu is, does Athleta have a men's collection?
I don't know.
I feel like Lulu is one of the only few that has.
Yeah.
Athletics does have men's. I know that.
I didn't know that.
We'll do our research for you.
We'll figure it out.
But
go follow.
At
Eat the Damn Cake Podcast. At Built by Byron. At Carly Byron. At Maddie Byron.
Madeline Byron.
Sorry, Madeline Byron. She went professional on us.
No, Carly told me to change it, and she forgets all the time.
I said you got to claim that.
And I claimed it. So mine. Please do and rate us and leave us a little review, even if it's 1 word, comment your dog's name.
Duke.
Whatever you want to say. Please just, show us that you're listening and enjoying.
Also, I said also and then forgot what I was going to say. And then I remembered.
Okay, what's up?
Feel free to reach out to us if you've done the paleo and liked it and had success and have any comments further on that.
And if you ever want to take a group fitness class together,
or if you want a guest
in Carly's class, or maybe a guest in one of our classes sometime coming up soon.
Or I was going to say, have any suggestions that you want for a guest?
Oh, I thought you meant a guest pass.
If anyone you want to hear from specifically and you're I want to know their life story, we will dive into it and figure it out.
But
so other than that,
have a damn week.
Yes.
We will miss you, and we'll see you next week on Eat the Damn Cake. Love you.